June 26, 1977, Market Square Arena, Indianapolis, Indiana, 7:45 p.m. Elvis stands backstage. White jumpsuit, gold eagle design, sweat already forming. The suit weighs 40 pounds. James Burton adjusts his guitar strap. Red Fender Telecaster. The same one he's played for 8 years, since 1969, since Elvis came back. Elvis walks toward him, slow, deliberate. Something in his hand. White envelope, standard size, nothing written on it. James looks up. Elvis extends his hand. The envelope between them. James, take this. James Burton reaches out, takes the envelope, feels the weight. Something inside. Paper, maybe more. Boss, what is this? Elvis's hand touches James's shoulder. Don't open it now. When? Elvis looks away, looks back. His eyes say everything. You'll know when. The stage manager calls out. 5 minutes, Elvis. Elvis turns, walks toward the stage, doesn't look back. James Burton holds the envelope, stares at it, turns it over. Nothing, no name, no instructions, just white paper. He slips it into his guitar case, black hard shell case, Fender logo on top. The envelope disappears inside. What happens in the next 17 minutes will remain hidden for 4 decades. Here is the story. The lights go down. The crowd roars. 18,000 people, all standing, all waiting. Elvis walks on stage. The band follows, James Burton included. The Telecaster slung across his shoulder, the envelope forgotten. For now. Elvis grabs the microphone. See Rider starts. The band kicks in. James's fingers find the strings. Muscle memory. 8 years of this. 8 years of watching Elvis. But tonight feels different. Elvis moves slower. His voice cracks. Not from age, from exhaustion, from knowing. James plays through it. Professional. Perfect. That's what Elvis pays him for. Consistency. Reliability. Never missing a note. The show continues. Song after song. Hurt. Hound dog. Can't help falling in love. Elvis's voice breaks on the last one. Wise men say, only fools rush in. The note hangs. Elvis holds it. Too long. Something's wrong. James keeps playing, keeps the rhythm, keeps Elvis grounded. But he knows. They all know. This is different. The final note fades. The crowd explodes. Applause, screaming, crying. Elvis waves, tosses scarves, 12 of them, white silk, soaked in sweat. He walks off stage. The band follows. 90 minutes total. Shorter than usual. Much shorter. Backstage, Elvis sits. A chair, a towel, water. Dr. Nick hovering, always hovering. James packs his guitar, opens the case, sees the envelope, white against black velvet lining. He picks it up, holds it, looks toward Elvis. Elvis is already gone. Limo outside. Headed to the airport. Private jet waiting. Back to Memphis. Back to Graceland. James slips the envelope into his jacket pocket. Inner pocket. Left side. Close to his heart. Quick thought. Have you ever received something you were afraid to open? Drop a comment. The band loads equipment. Guitars. Amps. Drums. Standard procedure. Everything in cases. Everything labeled. James carries his Telecaster. Never trusts anyone else with it. Custom specifications, modified pickups, Elvis's personal request, made in 1969. They fly back to Los Angeles. Separate plane. Elvis goes to Memphis. The band goes home. James Burton lives in Shreveport. Born there. Raised there. Started playing guitar at age 13. Now 41 years old. 28 years of professional music. He's played with everyone. Ricky Nelson first, 1957 to 1966, 9 years of hits, then session work, hundreds of recordings, thousands of hours in studios. Then Elvis called, July 1969. Would you play Las Vegas with me? 4-week residency, international hotel, opening night, July 31st. James said yes. 8 years later, he's still saying yes. The plane lands in Shreveport, 2:30 a.m. James drives home. White Ford pickup. 1975 model. Nothing fancy. His wife waits up. Louise Burton. Married 20 years. She knows the routine. How was the show? James sets down his guitar case, unbuttons his jacket, feels the envelope. Different. Different how? He pulls out the envelope, shows her. White, sealed, blank. Elvis gave me this. Louise touches it. What's inside? I don't know. You didn't open it? He said not to. When are you supposed to? James sits at the kitchen table, the envelope between them. He said I'd know when. Days pass. The envelope stays sealed. James keeps it in his office, home office, second bedroom converted. Gold records on the wall, 23 of them. He looks at it sometimes. Picks it up, feels the weight, estimates contents, paper definitely, maybe 3 sheets, maybe 4. Something else too, harder, smaller, but he doesn't open it. July 5th, 1977, 9 days later, the phone rings, 7:15 a.m. James answers. James, it's Joe Esposito, Elvis's road manager. Known him 8 years. What's up, Joe? Have you talked to Elvis? Not since Indianapolis. He's in the hospital. What happened? Exhaustion. They're saying exhaustion. James grips the phone. Thinks of the envelope. Is he okay? Joe pauses. I don't know, James. I really don't know. They hang up. James walks to his office, opens the drawer. The envelope sits there. Still sealed. Not yet. Not yet. August 16th, 1977, 6:30 p.m., Pacific Time. James is in the studio. Session work. Glenn Campbell's new album. 3rd day of recording. The engineer comes in, phone call, says it's urgent. James picks up. James, it's Charlie Hodge, Elvis's friend, stage assistant, known Elvis since 1956. His voice cracks. He's gone, James. Who? Elvis. He's gone. The room tilts. James sits, the phone heavy in his hand. When? This afternoon, at Graceland. The session stops. Everyone knows. News travels fast, faster than truth. James drives home, doesn't remember the drive, just suddenly there. Louise meets him at the door. She already knows. Television, radio, everyone knows. James walks to his office, opens the drawer, takes out the envelope, sits at his desk, stares at it. His hands shake, not from age, from grief, from knowing. This was it. This was goodbye. Elvis knew, but James doesn't open it. Not yet, not today. Too raw, too soon. He puts it back in the drawer, closes it, locks it. The funeral happens. August 18th, Graceland. James doesn't go, can't face it. The band disbands. No formal announcement, just over. 8 years, finished. James keeps working. Studio sessions, solo albums, other artists. The envelope stays locked. Weeks become months. Months become years. Louise asks sometimes, "Did you ever open it?" "Not yet." "When will you?" "I don't know." 5 years later, James plays on Emmylou Harris's album. Great guitar work. Everyone says so. The envelope stays sealed. 10 years. James does a rockabilly revival tour. Sells out. Critics love it. The envelope stays sealed. 15 years. James plays with Elvis Costello. Ironic name. Good music. The envelope stays sealed. 20 years. James does interviews about Elvis. Everyone wants Elvis stories. 20-year anniversary. They always ask, what was he really like? James tells them. Generous, kind, lonely. But he doesn't mention the envelope. 25 years. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. James Burton inducted. Sidemen category, long overdue. Acceptance speech. Thanks Elvis first. Thanks Ricky Nelson. Thanks everyone who believed. Still doesn't mention the envelope. 30 years. Louise gets sick. Cancer. Stage 4. They fight it. Chemo. Radiation. Prayer. Everything. She dies. December 12th, 2007. Age 68. James is 71. The house feels empty. 47 years of marriage. Gone. He sorts through her things. Photos, jewelry, letters, finds a note she wrote, dated 1 week before she died. James, open the envelope. Whatever Elvis wanted you to know, you need to know it now. Don't wait for perfect timing. There isn't any. I love you. Louise James sits on their bed, reads it again, 3 times, 4 times. He walks to his office, unlocks the drawer. The envelope's still there. White paper yellowed slightly. 30 years old. He picks it up, carries it to the kitchen table, sits in the same chair from 1977. Deep breath. He slides his finger under the flap. The glue old and brittle, easy to break. Inside. 3 items. First, a photograph. Elvis and James. On stage, Las Vegas, 1970. 7 years before. Elvis's arm around James's shoulder, both smiling. Real smiles, not performance smiles. On the back, handwriting. Elvis's handwriting. James, the best guitarist I ever knew, the best friend I ever had. EP? James's hands shake. Second item, a guitar pick, tortoiseshell, medium gauge, Elvis's pick, the one he used, the one he always carried. James holds it, feels the smooth surface. Worn edges. Thousands of songs. Third item, a letter. 2 pages, handwritten. Elvis's handwriting. Shaky, but clear. James, if you're reading this, I'm gone. I knew in Indianapolis. I could feel it. Something ending. I wanted to tell you myself. Couldn't do it on stage. Couldn't do it backstage. So I'm doing it this way. You kept me honest. 8 years. Every show. Every note. You never missed. You never failed me. I failed everyone else. Priscilla. Lisa Marie. The Colonel. The fans. But I never failed the music. Because you never let me. That Telecaster. I hear it in my sleep. Clean. Perfect. True. That's what I needed. Someone true. I'm leaving you the pick. Not worth anything to anyone else. But it means something to us. Every time I held it, I thought about the music. Not the business, not the fame, the music. Keep playing, James. Don't stop. Don't ever stop. Because when you play, I'm still here. We're still on stage. We're still making something beautiful. Thank you for 8 years. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being professional. Thank you for being my friend. I hope you open this someday. Whenever you're ready. There's no rush. Time doesn't matter anymore. Your friend, Elvis, June 26, 1977. James reads it twice. 3 times. 4 times. Tears fall on the paper. He wipes them away. Doesn't want to damage it. He sits there. Kitchen table. The same table. Now alone. He picks up the guitar pick. Holds it to the light. Sees the wear patterns. Elvis's fingers. Elvis's songs. He carries everything to his office. The photograph. The pick. The letter. Opens a frame. Places the photograph inside. Hangs it on the wall. Next to the gold records. The pick goes in a small display case. Glass front. Wooden base. Velvet interior. The letter gets framed too. Archival quality. UV protective glass. 3 items. 40 years hidden. Now visible. 40 years exactly. June 26, 2017. James Burton is 81 years old. Still playing guitar. Not as often, but still playing. A documentary crew comes, filming a piece about Elvis's band, the TCB Band, taking care of business. They interview James, ask about the Indianapolis show, the last show. James tells them everything, the envelope, the weight, the contents. Can we see it? James shows them the photograph, the pic, the letter. The director reads the letter. Tears up. This is incredible. They film it all. Close-ups of the handwriting, the signature, the date, the documentary airs, August 2017, PBS, 40-year anniversary, millions watch, millions learn, about the envelope, about the friendship, about the music. Social media explodes, Elvis fans sharing, guitar players commenting, musicians understanding, the photograph goes viral, the letter transcribed, shared everywhere. James gets letters, hundreds of them, thousands. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for waiting. Thank you for honoring Elvis. Quick thought. Have you ever kept a promise longer than you thought possible? Drop a comment. James Burton turns 83. Health declining, but spirit strong. He does one final interview for Rolling Stone magazine. They ask about the envelope. Why did you wait so long, James thinks. Chooses his words carefully. Elvis said I'd know when. I didn't know for 30 years. Then Louise died. Then I knew. Grief opens things, makes you understand timing. What did the letter mean to you? Everything. It meant I mattered. Not as a hired gun, not as a session player, as a friend. The interview runs, full page spread, the photograph included, the letter quoted. More letters arrive, more stories. People sharing their Elvis moments. March 2021. James Burton, 85 years old, dies peacefully. Shreveport, Louisiana, at home, surrounded by family. The obituaries mention it. New York Times, Los Angeles Times, Rolling Stone, Billboard. James Burton, legendary guitarist who played with Elvis Presley and received a final letter from the King hours before his last show, has died at 85. The photograph, the pic, and the letter. Donated to Graceland, James's family decision. They belong there. They belong to history. Now displayed, special exhibit. The last envelope, Elvis's final gift to James Burton. Thousands visit every year. They read the letter, see the pic, study the photograph. They understand something. Elvis wasn't just the king. He was a friend, a musician, a human being who knew the end was near. The letter says everything about loyalty, about music, about friendship, about knowing when to say goodbye. 4 decades between envelope and opening. 40 years of waiting. 40 years of respecting a final wish. Some things can't be rushed. Some gifts need time. Some goodbyes take 40 years to understand. James Burton kept his promise. Opened the envelope when he knew. Not when others wanted. Not when it was convenient. When he was ready. The Telecaster James played, red Fender, 1969 model, sits at Graceland 2. Next to the letter, next to the pic, a complete story. Finally told, finally understood. People ask sometimes, why didn't he open it sooner? Why wait so long? The answer is simple. Grief has no timeline. Love has no deadline. Friendship doesn't expire. Elvis gave James a gift, not just an envelope, but permission. Permission to wait. Permission to grieve on his own terms. Permission to remember when ready. That's friendship. Real friendship. Not demanding, not urgent. Patient. The photograph now faded, the letter now protected, the pic now preserved. But the message lives. In every note James played. In every show he gave, in every interview he granted. Elvis was right. When you play, I'm still here. James played until he couldn't. Kept Elvis alive. Kept the music going. Kept the promise. And somewhere, somehow, they're on stage again. Elvis and James. The king and the guitarist. Making something beautiful. Still, always, forever. Thank you for being professional. Thank you for being my friend. Those words mattered. More than fame, more than records, more than history, because at the end, when everything else falls away, what remains is simple. Connection, respect, friendship, music. The envelope traveled 40 years, from a backstage in Indianapolis, to a kitchen table in Shreveport, to a wall in Graceland, 3 items inside. Infinite meaning outside. Elvis knew, even at the end, even in the darkness, even when everything hurt. He knew what mattered. Not the jumpsuit, not the stage, not the applause, the people, the real ones, the ones who showed up, the ones who never missed a note. James Burton was that person. For 8 years, for 40 years after, for always, the last envelope, finally opened, finally understood, finally home. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe and hit that like button. It helps us continue bringing you untold stories about the king, and unfortunately, they don't make men like Elvis Presley anymore.